Russia's consideration of the Chinese J-35 stealth fighter represents a significant shift in its approach to modernizing its naval aviation capabilities. The context for this interest is rooted in the broader challenges faced by the Russian Navy in maintaining and upgrading its carrier aviation component. For decades, Russia has operated a limited number of aircraft carriers, with the Admiral Kuznetsov being the centerpiece of its carrier force. However, this vessel has been plagued by mechanical problems, aging systems, and maintenance difficulties that have limited its operational availability and effectiveness. As the Kuznetsov ages and faces extended periods in dock for repairs, the Russian Navy is left with a critical capability gap in carrier-based air power. In addition to the issues surrounding the Kuznetsov, Russia's ambitions to construct new and more capable aircraft carriers have been hampered by financial constraints, technological hurdles, and shifting defense priorities. Designing and building a new generation of carriers that can project power far from Russian shores is a complex, costly, and time-consuming endeavor. It requires not only the construction of the ship itself but also the development or procurement of modern carrier-based aircraft capable of operating in contested and high-threat environments. This is where the J-35 enters the picture. The J-35 is a fifth-generation stealth fighter developed by China's Shenyang Aircraft Corporation, with specific design features aimed at carrier-based operations. It incorporates stealth technologies to reduce radar visibility, advanced avionics for enhanced situational awareness, and is reportedly capable of supersonic speeds in multirole missions including air superiority and precision strike. China has invested heavily in developing the J-35 as part of its own carrier aviation modernization, viewing it as a critical component of its naval power projection strategy. Russia's interest in the J-35 can be seen as a pragmatic response to its immediate needs. Developing a comparable domestic naval stealth fighter from scratch could take many more years and require significant resources that might not be readily available. In contrast, procuring an existing or near-operational platform like the J-35 could potentially accelerate the modernization of the Russian carrier air wing, allowing Russia to field a stealth-capable fighter sooner. Despite these potential benefits, several important challenges and considerations complicate the picture. The J-35 was designed with Chinese carriers in mind, which use a ski jump ramp for launching aircraft rather than the catapult systems typical of Russian and Western carriers. This difference in launch technology implies that the J-35 may need technical modifications to be compatible with Russian carrier operations, such as strengthening the landing gear, adapting the arrestor hook mechanism, and modifying flight control systems to handle different launch and recovery stresses. These engineering challenges would likely require a collaborative effort and testing phases, possibly extending timelines and increasing costs. Beyond physical compatibility, the integration of the J-35 into the Russian naval aviation ecosystem presents significant logistical and operational hurdles. Russian carrier aviation has traditionally been built around domestic aircraft with well-established supply chains for parts, maintenance procedures, and trained personnel. Introducing a foreign aircraft, particularly one based on Chinese technology, would necessitate the creation of new maintenance protocols, supply networks for spare parts, and training programs for pilots and ground crews. This transition could be complex and costly, requiring extensive support from the manufacturer and possibly technology transfer agreements. Strategically, acquiring the J-35 from China also involves geopolitical and industrial considerations. Russia has traditionally emphasized self-reliance in defense production to maintain autonomy and control over its military capabilities. Relying on a foreign stealth fighter may raise concerns about dependence on Chinese technology and the potential for political leverage or supply chain vulnerabilities. This reliance could impact Russia's ability to upgrade or modify the aircraft independently, which is an important consideration for long-term operational flexibility. Another factor is the operational maturity of the J-35 itself. While China has conducted testing and public demonstrations, the fighter has not been extensively proven in operational deployments or combat scenarios. Russia would need to carefully evaluate the aircraft's performance in various roles, including electronic warfare resistance, weapons integration, and carrier operation durability, before fully committing to acquisition and deployment. This evaluation process could involve flight trials, simulated combat exercises, and technical inspections. The timing of any potential acquisition is also tightly linked to Russia's carrier program timeline. With new carriers still in early design or construction phases, the operational deployment of the J-35 might not occur for several years, even if acquisition decisions are made soon. The aircraft would need to be ready and fully integrated by the time the carriers enter service to avoid gaps in capability. Financially, the deal would involve negotiations over price, maintenance contracts, technology sharing, and support infrastructure. Russia would need to assess whether the investment in acquiring and integrating the J-35 provides sufficient operational benefit compared to developing indigenous alternatives or pursuing other modernization options. Russia's reported interest in the Chinese J-35 stealth fighter reflects both the urgency of its naval aviation modernization needs and the practical difficulties it faces in developing a new carrier-based stealth fighter independently. The J-35 offers advanced capabilities aligned with modern carrier combat requirements, but integrating it into Russia's naval forces presents complex technical, logistical, strategic, and financial challenges. The process would likely be long and multifaceted, with many obstacles to overcome before the fighter could become an operational component of the Russian Navy's air wing. Until official agreements are made and detailed evaluations completed, the consideration of the J-35 remains speculative but noteworthy within the broader context of evolving naval aviation capabilities.